Good morning. I haven't done a video in a while, but last night something come across my wires, across my desk that it's so crazy. It makes me wonder if our Congress and our Senate and our White House think Americans are stupid. Now, let me pull this over so you can see it. Representative Mary Miller, who is apparently the 15th District of Illinois, had this tweet last night. 2.5 million native-born Americans gained jobs. 3.4 million native-born Americans entered the workforce. I mean, hip, hip, hooray, if it's true. 670,000 foreign-born workers lost jobs. 708,000 foreign-born workers left the workforce. Like I said, hip, hip, hooray if it's true. But it's not. And that's the rest of the story we're going to do here in a minute. First, let's do the intro. Every month, Fed, Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, issues all employees total non-farm, which goes by the code name of Pay EMS right here. And it's easy to do this homework yourself if you want to verify what the government is saying. You can go over here and do 1 year, do a download. It'll ask you, and you can save it and view it. And what it does, it creates an Excel spreadsheet on your desk, like this one right here. Now you'll see some colors and everything here, and I'm going to explain it all a little bit. The first thing I want you to notice, it says 119,000 jobs right there. It's 119 plus 3 zeros. That takes the September job rating, which is 159,626, and subtracts the August jobs data, which is 159,507, gives you 119,000 jobs. If you'll remember on the radio the other day, that's how much they created as far as the government creating jobs. Let's pull it up. BLS, it's latest situation report, I think is what it goes by. Employment situation summary. Total non-farm payroll employment edged up to 119,000. See, there's that 119,000. That's all I wanted you to see right here. Get that out of the way. Pull this back up. So we're in agreement now. This is 119,000 jobs created. So let's go over here. Let's make this a little smaller so we can get some more stuff squeezed in here. And let's take this thing here. This Representative Mary Miller. So we agreed that we created 119,000 jobs right there for last month. However, she's using numbers for last year. In other words, from September of 2025 to September of 2024. So if we go down there, we see in September 25 we had 159,626, which is million, 159,626,000. And we go down here to September 2024, we had 158,314,000. Because this is the brown number, you can say I took this number here, what there, and I subtracted 158,314, and we get 1,312,000 jobs. Period. That's how many jobs we created last year, September to September, 24 to 25. Yet she wants you to believe, and I don't blame her, she's just blindly following the blind. She wants you to believe that there's 2.5 million native-born Americans gained jobs. How can that be possible if we only created 1,312,000? It can't be. The reason they get by with this bullshit, and that's exactly what it is horse bucky, as Sherman Porter would say. The way they get by with this is the Department of Labor and their Bureau of Labor Statistics maintains 3 sets of job data. There's the CPS, the CES, and the OES. Now, if memory serves me right, these numbers here she's referring to that are used for the Table A7 is the CES data. You can Google it. I'm not going to waste time showing it to you. I just want to show you this stuff here. So 3.4 million native-born Americans entered the workforce. Again, we only created 1,312,000 jobs. Period. There is no friggin' way that 3.4 million native-born Americans entered the workforce. If we use the only statistics that matter, which is the number of jobs created by the total non-farm payroll data. Period. They can spin this shit all day long, put a damn big old fancy dress on this pig and paint lipstick on it and everything else they want, but that's still all they got is a fat pig. The CES data is only used to me that I care about is the foreign-born and native-born workforce. That's all I care about. Because that's what means you get jobs and what means you don't get jobs. Now, they'll say 670,000 foreign-born workers lost jobs and 708,000 foreign-born workers left the workforce. Again, we created 1,312,000 jobs. There were no jobs, no workers, no nothing that left the workforce. Unless you want to use the CES data. And since the CES data does not match the jobs that we created, it's nothing but bullshit. Now, all these economists out there are supposed to be paid a lot more than you and me are, and supposed to be smarter than we are and everything. They blindly follow this shit. How long have they been in office? How long have they been supporting their government? How long have they been discussing these job totals every month, month over month, year over year, since about 1950 at least? How long? And they can't come up with their brain and say, this is bullshit. We're not producing anything meaningful here. We only created 1,312,000 jobs, period. Now, I did an exercise last night because I wanted to double check and make sure, Liz. I compared the totals from July, August, and September against each other. In July, we created 1,508,000 jobs. In August, we created 1,433,000 jobs. And September, as you saw, we created 1,312,000 jobs. As you can see, it's dwindling every month, the job creation. So the Trump administration needs a big attaboy, something they can say, man, we created all these goddamn jobs. The public's going to fall for it. They're going to be flabbergasted. They're going to forget all about Marjorie Taylor Greene or Nick Fuentes or Tucker Carlson or any of these other guys that's saying we ain't doing a good job. Well, no, we're not. Because we analyze these numbers every day, and anytime you try to sweep one through, throw something, a curveball at us, some smoke and mirrors, you're going to get caught. So, you know, I'm just shaking my head over how stupid President Trump and the White House, and it ain't just his administration, all of these administrations, how stupid they think Americans are. I'm not stupid. Are you? I didn't think so. However, if we don't call these bastards out, they're going to continue to play this game of smoke and mirrors for as long as they can get by with it. Stands up with you folks. I'm showing you every month. Let's pull it up here. Every month I run the presidential job creation scoreboard, except for when them bastards are on strike, close down the government. As you can see here, monthly job creation from 2022 plus. I started 2022 because the corona scam screwed it up so bad it was off the charts. You just couldn't use it. So it starts from 2022 and it goes down. And as you can see, we are getting fewer and fewer and fewer jobs created every month. Now yesterday, old Smiling Jack, whatever his name, Kitterman or whatever his name is, the economist at the White House, Kevin something or other, come out and made a comment that I'm going to dig deeper into. I haven't done it yet. Saying construction workers are increasing left and right because all these new factories we're building. Well, I haven't seen any evidence of that yet, but it might be possible, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. So we're going to dig into it, but not right now. As you can see, the monthly job creation has been dwindling. Monthly unemployment changes, it's up near its high. Did a little short down tick and then right back up. So next month we'll find out if it went above that. Native-born employment, even though it's trending up, it's still down. Foreign-born employment, even though it's trending down, it's still way up. Nothing gained there. This is the noise I'm always talking about. See how it trades in a range? It'll go up around 1,000, which is 1 million approximately. And it'll go down about 1.25 million, 1.5 million. It's always trading that range. Until it breaks out of that range, you can't use this. There's too much garbage. Which is why I create this thing. I compare the previous months against the current month to come up with these totals. And I also, to eliminate the noise, I also compare the current month against the oldest month to give us accurate totals. I use those accurate totals in this chart here and this chart here. Another thing, these bastards are always trying to play games. They'll tell you the JOLTS report says there's something like 7.5 million open jobs. What they won't tell you is there's 7.5 million unemployed Americans. So in other words, if we were to hire every unemployed person, there'd be 0 open jobs and 0 unemployed Americans. That's where we should be at. But we got a bunch of sorry-ass employers that hide behind claims of patriotism, when in fact they're the ones depriving you of jobs in America. Now, as you can see by the sign behind me, if you can see it with my fat head in the way, I'm Virgil the Jobs Guy. They call me the Jobs Guy because I track these jobs numbers religiously. I'm running for the Senate against Cornyn, Paxton, Wesley Hunt, Colin Allred. None of these guys are going to do a thing for you as an American in America about getting your family good paying jobs. None of them. Now, they'll lie to you, look you straight in the face and say, hey, we're against H-1Bs and all this. And then the other side of the mouth, they say, oh, but I am for legal immigration. Well, legal immigration is destroying your future more than illegal immigration is. Because it's not only taking your low-paying jobs, it's taking your high-paying jobs. Only way I'm going to be able to get this message out there is if you help me spread this message. Well, they always say like, share, and subscribe and all that stuff. Well, we could use your help. For those that want to contact me, this is how you do it.